I think we should all give Alexander Povetkin a big round of applause for giving us such a great ending to Fight Camp.
Oh, the pay-per-view is back, baby girl, just press that red button.
I did not see that coming, and I don't think Dillian did either, but we'll save that for later. Yet again, we had another fight that has enraged a lot of boxing fans. Jack Cullen versus Zach Chelli. First referee scored it 97-93 to Chelli, which is a big points difference to come away with a draw. It seems to be of agreement that Chelli dominated the last half of fights, even after a pretty even 4 first rounds. Many fans feel like Chelli did enough to win this fight. Cullen did well in the first few rounds. He was letting Chelli come into him, he was jabbing well, and he managed to hurt Chelli. However, at the end of the 4th round, that's when it all turned around. Chelli hit Cullen with 2 impressive right hooks and an uppercut, cutting Cullen around the eye. By the end of the 5th round, Cullen was starting to get tired and Chelli's shots became more and more spiteful. By the end of the 8th round, Cullen was dripping in blood and Chelli continued to put the pressure on him, catching him over and over again with wide hooks. Really, really disappointing results for Chelli, but I hope to see him back in the ring soon for a domestic title. I'd be interested to know how you at home scored this fight and whether you thought it was a fair decision or not. Let me know in the comments. Next up, we had Babich versus Seandell Winters, both heavyweights, and as you know, heavyweights, you can just never call what's going to happen. I'm just going to put it out there once again. Chat get banged.
Oh, no, don't tell me that. What you want to see what I'm going to do? What I'm going to do?
Guys.
Sit down, boy.
Listen.
You're known for losing to Parker. You're known for losing to Parker.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to knock your out.
You fought 3 cab drivers.
I fought all of the champions of Russia, champions of everything. Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Right now.
Eddie reminded me of that teacher that walked the wrong way down the corridor into a fight and just didn't know what to do with themselves.
Come then!
Alan.
Shut up, bro.
Okay, language.
You ain't going to do nothing.
And to be honest, I wasn't expecting to see a knockdown that quickly into a fight. Babich dropped Winters heavily in the 1st round. Babich was relentless, followed him up, making a tired Winters drop again. Babich kept going and hit him with a left hook, making Winters go down for the final time. And from what I know of Babich is that all of his knockouts have been in or around 2 rounds, so I would have really liked to have seen him go at least 6 rounds just to see the power behind him. We haven't really seen a lot of him, so it's a shame that Winters couldn't withstand him. We then had Luther Clay versus Chris Congo at welterweight. Congo came out aggressive, he was able to control the space with quick, stiff jabs. And I'm not surprised, I think it had been about 16 months, he said, since he'd boxed properly, so he of course didn't want to leave without that belt. Clay was putting some pressure on Congo, working at closing the distance between them and going low and catching him with those body shots. Come the 5th round, the pressure had turned back onto Clay, with Congo pelting him with body shots and a right hook, rolling Clay back onto the ropes. Congo was really dominating by this point, showing his strength and durability, and I think he definitely paced himself well to get the knockout that he wanted, and a beautiful one it was as well. Congo hit Clay again early into the 9th round with a stunning uppercut and later followed him with 2 left hooks, dropping Clay and his corner through the towel in. Who do you want to see Congo fight next? Because I'm hearing he could be a Terence Crawford opponent. Let me know what you think. Katie Taylor versus Delphine Persoon. What a fight. Katie Taylor remains the undisputed lightweight world champion, and we all know Katie Taylor is a fantastic fighter. She's displayed time and time again how quick and agile she is. Her technical ability is spot on. However, in this fight there was times she looked a little bit out of her depth. And Persoon came in like a hurricane. She was aggressive, relentless, and both fighters looked like they were fighting fire with fire. A dogfight, some might call it. The pressure Persoon put on Taylor through this fight was the best I saw through the whole night, and the scorecards were close. And once again, many boxing fans are upset with this decision. I did think that Taylor landed more accurate shots and her technical knowledge and speed was at another level. Even though it looked like Persoon was dominating with her aggression, she was actually being hit more times than she was landing them. Persoon was able to catch Taylor in the 7th and 8th round, but admittedly, by Persoon, she just didn't have the power to really hurt her. Post-fight interview, Persoon also mentioned that she thought Katie Taylor had broken her nose, and I think it was the 2nd round. And, you know, she was incredibly respectful of the result, and she understood why the decision went that way. Persoon is definitely a warrior and a real engine, and I'm not mad at the decision, and I don't think she is either, but let me know what you guys think. And lastly, Dillian Whyte versus Alexander Povetkin. Luckily for Whyte, they had a rematch clause, but I am so gutted for him. Whyte seemed to be controlling the fight up until, well, you know what. He floored Povetkin twice in the 4th round with 2 left hooks, and I thought, oh, okay, Whyte's got this in the bag. How wrong was I? Povetkin set up a beautiful left uppercut in the 5th, and Whyte just did not see it coming. He was knocked out before he even hit the ground. A stunning shot by Povetkin, and that's what I love about heavyweights, you just never know what's going to happen. Povetkin didn't let his knockdowns get the better of him either, and he timed his attack so well. Whyte was practically open to Povetkin, and there wasn't really a lot of movement going on in that moment. Incredible from Povetkin, I'm genuinely really pleased for him, and I'd really like to see him in a title fight. Something I always see with older fighters is that, you know, they're too old to win, they're past it, they can't keep up with the younger fighters. And you know, we had this happen with Natasha Jonas in week 2 of fight camp. She's only 36. We've also seen it with Klitschko, Archie Moore, George Foreman and Povetkin. And it just goes to show how much that is. Thank you all so much for watching and following the past 4 weeks with me. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have.
To be honest with you, it's all a bit emotional at the moment. Obviously that was the last... Sorry. That was...
What, man?
I don't know what I'm going to do with my Saturday nights anymore, but let me know if there's a future card you would like me to cover.